everyone, welcome back to another episode of a gaming podcast, episode 136. My name is Marcel. I'm joined by Steve Saylor. Steve, how are you doing?
Doing good. Today's a content creation day for me. I've been on, this is like the fourth piece of content I've been on, and I'm looking forward to the conversation today because it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a big one. So.
When this episode comes out, your Vox Machina final 3 episodes will be out, and you were joined by Sammy, who's here as well. Sammy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, like Steve said, we're fresh off of recording that, and it was a really fun episode to shoot. So looking forward to everyone getting to listen.
Hell yeah. Everyone's been really enjoying it. I see Laura has been liking it as well.
Laura Bailey herself, Vex herself, is Lady Vexalia is liked. I don't know if she watches the content or she just liked the post, but you know, hey, it's.
I hope she watched it so I could just be like, Laura Bailey has seen my face like that. That would be.
Well, I mean. At the very minimum, could have just seen the clip that was associated with the tweet. So you're on the clip. There you go.
There you have it.
Laura's good people. Laura's very good.
Awesome stuff over there. As you can see, we have many content on our lovely YouTube channels, Spotify, all the platforms and everything, from Vox Machina to having Camille play Hellraiser, which is the funniest video I heard in her life.
Oh my gosh, I need to watch that now. I didn't know that she will play that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so that video is up right now. We have more stuff from Summer Game Fest as embargoes are being lifted and they're trickling out. So we have a whole week of content for you guys. But of course, we're going to dive right in to our main topic, which is the Steam Machine has finally been priced out. And it's bad, folks. It's bad. It's real bad here. The Canadian price, because good old Canada, as for ourselves, for just the system. By the way, just the system,
the base system.
Yeah, base system, 512 gigabytes, $1,509. If you want a controller with that'll cost you $1,628. If you want 2 terabytes. You're looking at $1,919, and then if you want to add a controller to that, $2,038. It comes with a 512 just for like simple specs. The base model 512 SSD micro SD slots, so you can expand it. But even micro SD cards, super expensive these days. Wi-Fi 6. 5.3 for Bluetooth with gigabit Ethernet. Of course, integrated Steam controller, wireless adapter. You don't need a Steam controller.
That's true. You can use any other like wireless or wired controller, whether it's Xbox or DualSense. You can build
absolutely. It is a 6-inch cube and has Steam OS 3, which, by the way, you could also put Steam OS on any computer right now, so you don't need this specifically. If you have a stronger computer, you can put it out there. But on top of that, not many games are compatible with this device.
Not yet, in the sense
it's a good number. It's like in the hundreds and thousands of numbers. Like but then on top of that, if you want 4K 60, you have to be running like low settings. And then bump it up using ultra performance apparently for the FSR. So it's not true 4K 60 as they advertise, but
I think there's a review. The reviews have come out and they kind of tested the specs that they're saying that this is just below the specs of a PS5. And like that makes sense based on the kind of the hardware requirements that it had. And the chipsets that they were able to lock in, because that was because apparently I guess they started to source that. I think I remember reading, I could be wrong, back in 2023. So that's when they were starting to source that. So obviously prices have come up, and this is definitely older hardware. It's not the sort of state of the art, which we kind of sort of knew. Obviously, we knew going in because they announced the specs when they first announced the Steam machine, but it was the price that was going to come down to. Ooh, excuse me, hiccups. It was the price that essentially was going to be the kicker, like whether or not they were going to, you know, make a big splash of, is this going to be like maybe the $500 PC console that's going to, you know, undercut every other console that's out there, or is it going to be on par with pretty much all the consoles currently right now with the price that everything is currently at? And it seems like it's more the latter than the former.
Yeah, and you know, obviously that was never their intent. That was never the goal. It's just the scenario of the whole world and everything, which has me thinking, what are the prices of the PS6 and Project Helix are going to be?
Yeah. I to be honest, if I was either at Microsoft or PlayStation, I wouldn't even try to come out with a new console.
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, just
but they keep pushing it. Go ahead, Sammy.
I think there's a problem when I could go to Mexico for a week for the same price as a console. Because like that's what we're doing at especially the 2 terabyte. I could definitely go to Cancun for that price.
Yeah. Or even if we're talking even just in the gaming side, like for the top of the line 2 terabyte a model with controller, if you spend maybe another $500, you can actually get even a way better PC for that amount of money, and one that's upgradable that you can be able to upgrade as you go. So I mean, I posted this on on socials, and I will admit I did post it before I saw like what the reviews were, you know, tech wise and stuff like that, and performance wise. So I kind of said that I think that at least in the US, we're not talking, because I think the $500 upcharge for exchange rate is just egregious, like in and of itself. Like that is just absolutely ridiculous. But then sub 1,000, which is what I had figured for the US price, it's a decent entry level PC, unless you want to like upgrade it. Then you're talking like you're probably not going to be able to do it. They do. I mean, the good thing is that Valve has always been great about working with iFixit, which basically gives you instructions and you can buy parts to be able to repair your devices. This goes from their Steam machine, or not Steam machine, the Steam Deck to the Steam controller. Like everything basically is upgrade, like repairable, at least with Valve. And the Steam machine is going to be the same. But as far as like upgrading the hardware, because the hardware is so bespoke to the Steam machine, you're not going to be able to pick up like a 5090 off the over the counter and install that in here because of just the 6-inch framework that this is in. So like it's a decent entry level PC. It definitely is not what they had promised, which was a console level PC, because I feel like that should be a lot cheaper. But I don't know. I still stand by. If you're wanting to get the PC market if you're in the US, this ain't a bad price. It's not a great price, but it ain't a bad price.
I think you get something cheaper in the States.
Yeah, but not necessarily with the same kind of like I think the integration of SteamOS, which is probably the best gaming OS that is out there. And plus also I think they said like 70% of the games that are currently out today, including most current ones, will be able to play on this console. So I think when you have all of that, it does like this is, I think, a better proposition than necessary than a cheap sort of like $1,000 PC, which you're not going to get a lot for sub 1,000 for a good gaming PC performance.
Yeah. I think I was kind of disappointed because I remember when they first announced that this was coming, we were all super excited, and I was just like, yeah, death to the console. It's going to be computers only. And then I saw the price point and I'm like, ooh, never mind. I'm going to sit down now. we're gonna move along. I'm going to go buy an XP PlayStation, whenever it comes out.
Right now, the Switch is looking good because you're getting pretty much the same performance and the same output as well out there, and the games are already customized for that. Now, if this was apparently the original price was supposed to be around $750 US, so which would have been around 1,000. Let's call it 1,050 Canadian. Would that have been more attractive to you guys?
Yeah.
I think so.
Really? I thought this was going to be like $500, to be honest.
Oh, to be honest, like 100%. I would have
Yeah.
loved to have seen this at like in between the $500 and maybe even $800 range at its max. And
Yeah.
according to, I think one review I said, I think they said they talked to
I
some
just
Valve
told
employees.
you it was $750. It was meant to be.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just kind of blanked out for a second. And a lot of content today. But yeah, I think like if it was at those prices, that would have been okay. I think that would have been okay. I think the $1,000 price point does obviously like it obviously make the Steam Deck technically the best option. If you like it, which honestly, if you had to choose between the two, I honestly would think get a Steam Deck, because it's the cheapest right now. It like, well, I mean, if you take away maybe the base Xbox Ally, but the thing with the Steam Deck is that you can dock it to a TV. You can technically get the same, roughly the same performance, or at least the same kind of like console-like experience on like for a PC on your TV with a Steam Deck versus like a Steam machine. So if this is a way like I honestly think like, yeah, $1,000 is not ideal, but if it was sort of like my first gaming PC and I could only afford at that something at that price and that's it, then yeah, I would like the thing is there's a lot of caveats to basically for me being able to buy it at $1,000. I'll just say that. Yeah.
Yeah. How about yourself, Sammy?
Yeah, I have to definitely agree with Steve, kind of like word for word there for sure. What about you, Marcel?
If it was at $750 US, by the way, this is $750 US. That's still like, I don't know, buying that at $1,000 and knowing what the specs are and what is delivering, I still think that's a little too high. I would have for me, I would have loved to see it at $850, like Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I guess
range.
In context of say like teenagers' first PC builds, I think in that context and with the amount of games that the console would give you, that would be more of a savings. But I definitely agree, probably at least closer to the Switch, I think would have been more ideal. Especially for a company who is known to be like all for the people. And unfortunately, in the times where AI is kind of screwing up all of our parts, they can't be all for the people all the time.
Yeah. I think it's like we as sort of like as enthusiasts sort of like in the gaming space, obviously we're more in touch about what's actually going on. But I think like the general public will is starting to see the creep up of prices for all electronics. I mean, there was a thing we were talking about on our Discord, and I even saw like even more stories today that obviously Apple is even looking to obviously they've been trying to hold off on the increasing prices for their products, and it looks like that the new iPhones potentially even as of this year will probably have an increased price. And
I feel like they always been increasing the price every year, to be honest with you.
Kind of, yeah, to a certain
like,
but it was always
even
on
more
par.
now. No, absolutely, yeah.
But it was always on par with everything. We like, and to the point where even like, okay, yeah, maybe the newest one was maybe like a little bit more, but they always kind of kept it relatively the base model at a decent price, or at least the same price as the previous sort of models. And even like the fact that they were able to release the MacBook Neo, which basically took the entire PC market or laptop market by storm by making it the cheapest, like best laptop you can be able to get right now. I think that you could tell that Apple was at least trying to be able to like hold off on the price increases. And I think that a lot of people are going to be a little bit reluctant to be able to buy new technology. And the thing that I'm kind of concerned about, and this kind of involves Valve too, is that we're going to see this creep up even more. Prices are increased, and I'm afraid that you're going to see less sales, of course, because it's just the tech is just too expensive nowadays. But I'm afraid that the response to that decreased sales is literally to increase prices even more. Or at least try to be able to release new hardware at an increased price and sort of like keep creeping at that price. I mean, as we talked about, releasing a PS6 or Project Helix, whatever it is that Xbox is going to call it, it's a stupid idea right now to even think about even releasing it. Like, obviously, the kind of like it seems like the plans that they were thinking of this year or next year might be on hold, according to reports. But I really think that they should delay this until at least 2030. At the very minimum.
100% agree on that, because a lot of the, like, if you ask a lot of devs right now, they're like, we don't really need any new hardware. Like, we know how these systems work, and we know how to draw power out of it as well. We don't really need, like, I can't see what a new console will give to, like, there hasn't been any crazy leaps or anything, unless like these new consoles that come out have I'm going to talk about for like the PS5 base model, because the Pro has their own version of DLSS, which is the Pissar.
But
Xbox doesn't, so I could see them kind of integrating, like, the DLSS integrated into it, so now like you won't be drawing out so much power, but you can get great performance on top of that. Whereas the Switch, obviously, they waited, and now they have of their own form of DLSS, but I still don't think it's needed, to be honest.
Yeah. We've definitely gone beyond the point where, like, every 6 months, like, oh, I need to buy a new graphics card. Oh, this is now really outdated. I need to do this. We're kind of like in a place where the leaps in technology went from like this to this. So I think as long as you have a solid setup, whether it be PC, whether it be console, whether it be your cell phone, I think honestly waiting out the AI craze for the next 4 years might be the call.
God, I think so too.
It's less than that.
I hope it's less than that too, because I think it goes back to, I think I might have mentioned this on the show before, so forgive me, but like, I think you're both absolutely right. I think because we always saw each new console generation always had at least, like, you could tell the difference in quality compared to the two. Like, I think the only thing that was close was essentially if you were talking like PS4 Pro versus like PS5, or even I guess like Xbox One X versus the Xbox sort of even Series S, not even the X. But it's like, you're like, I think that was the only time that it ever felt like the quality of games were a little bit of an incremental increase compared to the previous consoles. And we're at a point where, I mean, we have to think about, we're at a point, as you said, developers are just like, they're used to, like, they don't think that they can be able to put anything more, like, to be able to increase the quality of these games or whichever. I think that basically the only thing, they can't go up, they can only go out. And that's where I think that a lot of the consoles, it like either the consoles that if we're talking PS6 and Project Helix, it's going to be such an incremental update that it's not even worth basically picking up, unless that's the replacement of the PlayStation 5 and PS or Xbox Series X model. I'd be more willing to believe it'd probably be the latter for Xbox than necessarily PlayStation, because they have a lot more PS5s out in the wild than Xbox that has Xbox in the wild. So it's either that, or the consoles will be more broader in scope and can do a little bit more than necessarily just trying to be able to beat out performance. Like, I fully believe, and there's no evidence basically that I've, even though I've worked with Xbox in the past, I have no inside knowledge about this whatsoever. But I fully believe that at some point, potentially Xbox or Microsoft might look at the Series X and say, that's a PC. Let's turn it into a PC. Like, have the console experience. Like, have the console experience like it is, but it also can run as a decent PC. Put on the full screen experience that they've been putting on the Xbox Ally. Obviously, a lot more optimized, so it's like it's still console in the and that doesn't change. Everything still works that way. Yep. Just change the OS, or have you ability to be able to install Windows, and you've got a really decent PC that could be able to potentially. Like, I could see it being a streaming PC for like within our side of the gaming sphere, or it can definitely run like at least a decent like web browsing experience, or like an office experience. I can see these consoles basically broadening their scope out a bit more within at least the next generation than necessarily that it has been like the upgrades like vertical. It's going to be a lot more horizontal in scope than vertical in scope.
Do you think they'd go like Xbox Surface, like really lean into their Microsoft products, or do you think it'd be a whole new thing?
God, don't use Surface.
I hope if Microsoft has their way, probably. But I think that would now, at least with what Asha is still currently saying, like, is that is that it's like this is the return to Xbox. Like Xbox is here to stay. Like it's not being folded in. But I wouldn't put it past them.
Rumors that it's just like, okay, maybe it just becomes one giant Microsoft thing. Like maybe Xbox kind of eventually goes away and it's just all Microsoft.
I mean, if it was over 100 days ago, I probably would say yes. Yeah. But we'll see what Asha Sharma basically kind of says. But yeah, I don't know. I just think we're not ready for an upgrade in any way, shape, or form in the gaming industry, and the Steam Machine definitely kind of proves that to a little bit. But Riley, what do you think of the whole
I'm just joining a little late. We're feeling we're not ready for the next gen. Is that kind of what I'm?
Yeah,
I'm
talk about the Steam Machine and how we're not ready for the next gen as well. So
and how like technological advancements like between now
smaller,
and like
it's so tiny.
Yeah.
So tiny.
It's so small. I think I don't know. The way I see it is, I guess that they could do if Xbox pulls the trigger on a Helix, PlayStation's going to pull the trigger on PS6. Like they're just not going to not meet them there. If you do that, and speaking of like tiny incremental changes, I think you could launch with a cheaper box that's a higher end option while still maintaining the lower tiered. So you have more of a three-pronged approach. So you have PS5, PS5 Pro, PS6, for example. Like I think you could do that, and then over time, we're anticipating maybe that the component shortage will resolve itself a bit, and they'll be able to drop the prices on these things. So I don't think it's the craziest thing to say. Maybe like I think they could still release it next year, but in smaller quantities at a higher price point while still maintaining the existing ecosystems. Because at this point, all it is a more powerful PS5, essentially. It's not the craziest thing in the world. So maybe, I mean, if other consoles are doing it and they have to go there, then they will do it. But it really is like, it is really kind of just like who's going to make the first move. Yeah. And when do we have to move to meet you there? And I bet they will try.
They're all at like the cliff's edge, seeing who's going to jump first. It's like,
right.
You go,
and if they
go.
release so if they release like a PS6 at, I don't know, like
it's going to be
$2,000. Yeah,
it's going to be $2,000.
That's a real nice
like
trip
PlayStation, Steam, and Valve, they can't afford to launch their box at a loss.
No,
like
because they have to release it.
Yeah, like they had to release it, one, but two, like they can't do it with the intent to make nothing from it. Whereas PlayStation can go in with the ideal that, one, we're going to mass produce it, so everything's going to be cheaper. Two, we can actually cut the price down and take a loss on some of this hardware because people are going to buy exclusively from our storefront, and we'll regroup some of the costs there. So like, it's not like they will make money releasing a PS6, and then Valve basically has to decide whether they're going to, or how much they can actually make, because they have to profit off it. So like, there's more leeway from a PlayStation approach than there is a Valve one.
Yeah.
Camille, is this system dead on arrival?
Yes.
Steam Machine? All right.
I mean,
wow. Okay, all right. That's
and
it.
We're done. Yeah, we're done.
We're done.
Yeah. No, you know what? No, I don't think it's dead on arrival. It's just not for the mass audience.
Some live support on arrival.
Live support on arrival. I think what it is, it's like they know the market. They know that there's certain gamers that they could get it. I don't think they're necessarily looking for PlayStation numbers in terms of units sold. It's kind of like, it reminds me of when like Oculus released, or like VR was like first on the market, and it was like so expensive. Not a lot of people could get on board with it. I'm still trying to figure out who the market is with Steam Machine, given the price point and given that it's not leaps and bounds to what we would dream, and that there's, user reviews are coming out that there's kind of like hurdles with using it. It's not a smooth, easy process like you would hope a console to be, because it, has that PC element to it that could be a hurdle for console players. But I think it's something that could live on in other iterations. I think, this rendition of the Steam machine is probably going to be there. I mean, it's already sold out, essentially. So I think they know what they're doing in terms of they're not going to mass produce millions of Steam machines. It's just out there to see how the market is, how they could evolve it, and maybe for the next iteration of Steam machine, we are at a price point where consoles are either close to the price of a Steam machine, or the Steam machine could be a little bit more affordable.
Here's a question for y'all. Do y'all see a world at some point, like, if prices of components finally start to go down, and we're it comes back to a more like a better, like a more normal, stable level? Who do you think, if at all, is going to drop their prices first, if they ever do it? Or are they just going to stay, yep, this is the price from here on out?
It'd be Nintendo.
I think Nintendo. Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
They're in the position to drop it first. Like they have like the cheaper product.
Yeah,
it's a great product, but it costs less to make, right?
Less to make, yeah.
So I mean, they're in the position to do that, and I think it benefits them more.
I think
for
so
their
too.
audience too, like being a family console,
it's way more accessible
to a younger audience. It's more accessible if it is at a better price point, and they held out the longest in terms of trying to increase prices on this. So I think
and they're the only ones who apologized.
Exactly.
We're so sorry.
They're like,
We
they're so
have to do
sorry.
this.
Right?
Yeah,
And I
but
think
they also did warn us a bit more, which is like,
Gave us time.
This is in September, so get it now before it goes up.
Exactly. And I think they are, given how Nintendo has handled, game releases, the price increases of the market, and transparency with that. Although it was a little bit confusing with Mario Kart World, but I think they are more. It's built more into Nintendo's corporate DNA to try to be transparent with prices and to try to lower those prices to meet their consumer, because they sell a heck lot of first party titles. Like they're good.
Well, you can see them kind of trying out different pricing schemes too, right? Like we're seeing the Star Fox versus Mario Kart World, which is the higher end for them. So I think we're going to see continued like pricing discrepancies as they try to make different software reach broader audiences in the wake of a lot of the hardware cost issues that I think the whole industry is experiencing.
Yeah,
I would love a world where, especially as a Canadian, we're not paying $130 for a game.
That would be nice.
I think GTA might be the last one to do that. So
I am curious what that's going to launch at.
I mean, I know people have been speculating. I mean, we've talked about this before. Like, with people have been speculating that they could go a higher price if they wanted to. But I heard it somewhere this week, and I was like, I kind of this is my hope, is that they're like Rockstar or even Take-Two is just like, we don't need to be able to increase our price. We're going to make our money back and then some, not only just with the cost of the game, but once GTA 6 Online comes out, they're going to be making bank, and they don't need to be increasing the price of the game. I hope that's the brazen attitude that they're taking with it. Than just looking at the market being like, yeah, we can increase our game about an extra $20-$30 and people will still pay it. So I mean, hey, I like, when is I'm actually remember, like, when does this go up? So we'll know in a day when the pre-order price,
when the pre-order start. Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see my hope is that it's just $70 US, like $90 Canadian.
I will make it $60 for GTA 6
for Canada.
No, US.
Okay, I was gonna be like,
we're dropping $100 here.
Yeah, we're $100 no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is like, it's the one game that can demand whatever price it puts on itself.
Yeah,
it's like people will buy it. It's so anticipated.
Yeah. And it's so unfortunate. It's like great for a Rockstar and what they've built, but it's so unfortunate for potential executives or boards or investors that would see that and potentially mark up or ask developers to add more open world concepts into future games and titles outside of Rockstar, just to justify that price hike.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that.
But here you're going back to the Steam Machine, and like once GTA 6 is about to release on Steam, do we see a Steam Machine GTA 6 bundle with the special front plate of GTA 6 and maybe a special looking controller?
Keep dreaming, Steve. Keep dreaming.
Probably
so.
not.
I think
idea, right?
I mean, it would be
Machine.
sweet. It'd be sweet, but
cool.
I think Rockstar knows where they're holding out bundles, the partnerships.
Yeah.
with bundles.
I hope we get like a GTA 6 like PS5 controller. I think that would be
Yeah.
cool.
DualSense?
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Be
That'd
neat.
dope.
Make it all like pink and kind of like Vice City. Like it'd be
Pink
neat.
and purple.
I think-
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
That'd be
I'm
good.
about it. Do it.
PlayStation is the marketing partner, I think, or the publishing partner, I think. With
Rumored to be, but not
Rumored to be. We
confirmed.
don't know
Not
yet.
confirmed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because didn't the trailers that like one of it said like it was captured on a PS5? I thought I remember seeing something like that. It was that they said that.
Maybe.
Or maybe I'm
Maybe.
thinking of the GT. I don't know.
Halo definitely.
Yeah, I know it
That was
probably
the
said
whole
like
thing.
in-game engine. I think it's probably what it said.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now, I don't even know that Steam Machine can even run GTA. To be honest with you, because these certain specs that's coming out here, it's struggling with even base PS5
Struggling.
games. Struggling.
Period.
I mean, kind of going back to what we were saying earlier, like I think like Valve had to release it now. Like they sourced the parts. It's like, yeah, they knew there was going to be a lower base spec, but like if they held off on that, the longer they wait, the worse the people would think about the specs. Like it's gonna decrease.
Sell your parts to the competitors. We're like, we don't need this. We'll make more money back with RAM.
Maybe, or go into better, more production of Steam decks.
Yeah,
like that'd be nice.
it could
Bring
have
back
went
to,
that
like, a
route,
cheaper
but then the
level.
only thing is there's the screen part, right? So
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
What are the specs on it? Are like equal to or slightly below PS5?
below a PS5.
Yeah.
Below PS5. Yeah. But it's like
That's
not by
insane.
much. It's having trouble trying to be able to like play like say like Cyberpunk on like decent settings, but that's only if you wanted to be able to try to be able to get a forced like 4K 60 frames.
Yeah.
Apparently, if like you're playing any game on like a 1080, so basically HD, you'll be able to get pretty much like 60 to up to 120 frames in some cases. So
we're gonna see like how like Steam Deck, there's like a Steam Deck preset. You can see
Yes.
stuff like that. Where there'll be like a Steam
Yeah,
Machine.
yeah.
So-
It'll be like Steam Machine verified or whatever.
Yep.
it's called.
Yeah.
Steam Deck verified, right? So yeah, that 100% that'll happen, and things will get refined as they go on. But
Still, man.
Do we think
I want my
people-
ray
Struggling
tracing.
with but that's the thing. Sorry, go ahead, Sammy.
I was just gonna say, do
Yeah.
we think people will buy a product that is essentially worse than something that came out 6 years ago?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's like the whole idea when you think of like PC Master Race, I need a game on my PC, and then bridging that gap between a console, you would still hope that product performs better than any console on the market.
Yeah.
So, this is why I'm kind of struggling to figure out who this is for, considering the specs and how it runs and the hurdles that users have faced on it.
This is for Gabe to answer your question. He just bought a $6 million house. He needs to pay it off. Okay,
Yeah.
This is for
Yeah.
Gabe.
Yeah.
Gabe Cube.
Yeah,
Gabe Cube.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but it's just like that's why I see them as like this is kind of. I know Riley, you said like they can't produce. What were you saying? They can't produce at a loss
Mm.
for Valve.
they can't sell it at a loss.
at a loss. Yeah, which is
because they can't
why it's-
guarantee people will stay in the Steam ecosystem. Yeah.
Exactly right, and that's why it's like they aren't going to lower that price. That price is still going to remain. It's going to be for the people that just want the clout of saying that they own a Steam machine, and they were the first to have it. And then I think Valve is going to like probably sit back on this and then see if there's room to improve it at at a price point or for that niche audience that will want it in the future. I think the second gen of whatever that Steam machine is the one that we would want to look out for. But it will be interesting to see how if Helix that performs better or worse. And I don't think it's going to perform better. So
because I'm wondering about the Helix now, because I feel like it's going to run into the same problems of like, hey, can this game run on the Helix? On the to the Helix, I'm trying to figure out, like, are you going to have just dedicated games for the Helix, or is it?
Then what's the point, right?
PC, then like yeah,
what's the point if there's dedicated games?
I can just play it on my computer.
Then I could just play it on my PC. And if it's like a Game Pass box, I could just play that on an Xbox and PC. Like and that's why I think that, Xbox, whatever Helix is, I don't know if it would actually benefit them to bring that out sooner. And it may be better if they have the time before, Microsoft really gets their, hammer going on figuring out what to do with Xbox. It may just make more sense for them to wait, because it's like, I don't think they could afford to put out a subpar product. Like, they have to put out hardware. If they are Xbox all caps, a hardware that is Xbox all caps, that is successful.
I think you have to scream it actually when you say it.
Xbox.
Xbox.
But yeah, I don't think they could afford to. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
So it's an interesting conundrum, right? Because in the pursuit of being open hardware, Xbox is it'll find itself in a similar situation with this that the Steam machine's in. Because if you are open hardware and you can have Steam and Epic Games Store running on that, then you too also cannot sell your console at a loss. So some of the verbiage around what Ashley Sharma has been saying recently imply that maybe they're going back on the open system, which would be another rake they're going to have to step on in order to try to correct the messaging around this. And at that point, I don't know what the pricing would be, and I don't know that people would shift off of PlayStation for it.
Yeah. Also, insert Sideshow Bob rake meme.
Yeah.
Well, and also if they do keep the open,
visualize it, audience.
If they do keep the open platform, then I think Steam's going to eat their lunch. So I actually don't.
Do we think Steam's gonna open their lunch?
Oh,
eat their lunch? Like, if they know that, okay, this is a high price point console that it's gonna be for a small group of people. We're not looking to make bank off of this. It's just we were first in the market. I think that's all they need. Even if it is an open market, type of console Helix. That Xbox will continue to put forward, even if it performs better, I think Valve would be like, okay, all right, let me cook with the second edition, and it will perform better than whatever.
Well, because it is made to order, essentially, they're doing limited runs of each thing. They can pivot so much faster.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's these things are going to be interesting to see.
I think also as well, Valve definitely has the expertise and the know-how to be able to make a great product, even though they haven't necessarily made great hardware in the past. I mean, the Steam Deck kind of blew everything out of the water as far as and opened up this whole new side of the market with handheld gaming. But we got to remember, Steam OS has been in the development basically for the past 10 years. They arguably are the best gaming operating system on the market, way better than Xbox, way better than PlayStation, and way better than Nintendo. So I think they have something there that I think that they know how to be able to, I think if we let them cook essentially to on the hardware and and properly figure out how to be able to develop that in the best way possible that is economical for them and also economical for its users, but then also including the constant improvements they've been making on Steam OS the past decade, I think we're going to see that. I think over time we're going to see that Valve is going to be a big contender in that hardware market.
Yeah, I mean they have all the potential, right? And the thing is, since they already own the PC market, the market they can expand into is the console territory. So then they're taking a run at it with the Steam Deck and the Steam machine. So
and they've tried before. Like I think that this is not like a first time product for Valve. They tried a Steam box before and they didn't exactly, do well, but they've learned a lot. I mean, heck, a lot of that hardware that we thought was failure for Valve was like Valve shouldn't be getting into hardware. They proved them wrong with the Steam Deck. Like the Steam Deck basically is, again, blew the entire gaming industry by storm by basically saying like, yeah, you can play these PC games on a handheld device. Basically, the only people that were really doing it properly was Nintendo, and Nintendo wasn't going to compete with Valve. Those two aren't ever going to compete with a Switch versus a Steam Deck. So they've got a momentum there. Will I think that they're going to eat Xbox and PlayStation's lunch? Potentially, if Xbox and PlayStation are just going to, go by their own laurels and then, and not know and not take the learnings that they had across all their hardware. I don't know. I still personally think that Valve has the potential to be a way better competitor in the market in a couple years' time.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm thinking too. Is the user base for Steam is significantly higher than Xbox's. I think
Xbox and PlayStation combined potentially.
I think there's so many interesting stats. Like the user base of PlayStation and Steam combined is less than Roblox. So I don't know how you could stack it, but I think Steam pushing this way. They already own PC. They push this way, and they're going to take a chunk. And honestly, because the verticals on the Xbox side are almost exactly the same, that's the one that's going to lose. PlayStation's we see what you're doing, Steam. We're done with you. We're not putting our games there. Multiplayer for our own benefit, we will, but God of War, that's going to stay with us. Future Spider-Man, future Wolverine, Ghost of Yotei, on and on and on and on. That's going to be on PlayStation. It's only going to be on PlayStation because we see what you're doing and we're not going to let it happen.
Although PlayStation these days, they're well, it's a case by case scenario.
They're not really though.
They're not
saying that said that.
Yeah, they're saying that, but I think it's exactly kind of like what Riley's saying. They need to see exactly what Steam's doing in hardware in order to trust them as a partner for their first party titles that sells their consoles, and they're not willing to sacrifice, console sales for that partnership.
That's people get too blinded or too caught up in Xbox versus PlayStation versus Nintendo. It's you're not watch this guy because they're coming up.
There's a new player in the console wars. We're in a new era
from Amazon. That camera, the Playmate. Now people are worried about that coming up into the world and be it was so cheap.
The Nex, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's been selling out like crazy.
That's right.
I mean, that's a great intro console, right? That's never going to challenge Fortnite and Roblox, and but it's a really great option to get young gamers in and keep them active and stuff like that. It's a great device, but I think that Xbox is way misplaying because they're here's Worry Day. It's not coming to PlayStation, but it'll be on Steam. I'm you're not. That is your competition. You cannot be. You have to see how that's coming up on you.
Yeah.
You have to be looking over your shoulder at them and being because all it takes is one big deal. They're manufacturing these boxes if these initial runs go well, and then this thing's on Walmart shelves.
It's weird though.
It's just it's just not a good position to be in. If I were them.
It's weird though, we see all the chaos of Xbox and now with Valve kind of jumping in, Nintendo kind of doing their own thing. It's weird to think that basically that PlayStation just they've been doing the same thing. They're not breaking from it's console cycle, it's exclusives, it's games developed for the PS5. Yeah, we kind of deviated a little bit and put some things on PC. It's weird to think that the old school cycle of console generations in a way is still kind of future forward right now, because they like, it looks basically way the Xbox has kind of been as chaotic makes PlayStation look like they were like saintly geniuses of just like stay in the course, because eventually it's going to work out great.
Less is more.
Less is more. Yeah. I mean, like right now, like there's a lot more PlayStation 5s out in the wild, obviously, than Xboxes, and Nintendo, like the Switch 2s, the kind of they're starting to creep up a little bit into their kind of market share, but. I mean, it just like I think that like we're gonna see. I think PlayStation gonna keep staying the course, and same with Nintendo too. Like we'll see like some weird sort of decisions from both of those, but I mean, I hope that they, as you said, I hope that they were like they pay attention to Valve and what they're doing and be like, okay, maybe we can be able to make something a little bit better. Hopefully,
you got to be cognizant, right? Like they're just right on your heels. And it's like it's clear where both want to go. Xbox wants to get into the PC side more, and Valve wants to get into the console space. So it's like I don't think they'll ever leave their stronghold on PC. But if they can chip away from someone, they're going to chip away from Xbox. It's like, oh well, why would I get an Xbox? I can just play Gears of War on the Steam machine.
Yeah,
like they're not really thinking that way, which is I think going to hurt them if they're not careful.
Like I don't like they have their own store. Why don't just leave it in the store? Cut the 30%.
The thing they're going to have to do, right, is like if they are trying to make this hybrid machine, then the storefront is obviously, and it already is, like cross, right? Like we see you can experience on the ROG Ally and stuff. Like you need that accessibility, but you need to scale meaningfully, and you need to do so with exclusives on PC, which they're not doing.
Yeah.
So like to me, it's like I don't know why you would cut Gears off of PlayStation, because that's not the audience you're really targeting with this.
In fact, you just cut your audience in half now.
Yeah, I'm like,
what I mean half, 75%. I will say.
I mean, how well did it do? The Gears Reloaded do on PS5? Like, did it break that 100K mark?
It sold over 1 million.
It did sell over 1 million?
It sold over 1 million, and it sold more on PS5 than it did on Xbox and Steam combined. Yeah.
Look at Forza 5.
So,
well, Forza 5 was a story altogether. I was more leaning towards Gears, but like 100%, like Forza is a huge success.
It's everything that's Xbox all caps sells better elsewhere. It's sad. It's sad.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's sad to say, but like with that reality, like I just don't know how. Like I don't know what the ecosystem plan is for Xbox with that reality. And yes, taking back their exclusives, is that enough at this point? I don't think so. But
I think too we have to be candid. I know we were talking about Steam Machine, but to talk about Xbox, because I think it's just fascinating where they're at right now, and it's fun to speculate. I think that like they tried this gen already. Like they're going back, it's old hat. Like we know that it didn't work already, and they're going back to it, hoping that it might. And I just don't think it will meaningfully for them. And that's not to say they won't make great games. Gears of War E-Day looks incredible. That might be my game of the year. I cannot wait to play it. But I am struggling to see if this is going to shift anything meaningfully, because like the audiences are pretty locked in. Like I don't think they're going to shift meaningfully unless it's on iPad and you're scaling Roblox, but I don't really see audiences shifting meaningfully.
Yeah. No, not at this point. I mean, as hardware is becoming more expensive, gaming is becoming more expensive, like just life in general is becoming more expensive. I think it's like right now we're kind of in that holding period as a gaming. We'll just focus on the gaming industry. I think we're kind of in that holding period where it's like, okay, if great games keep coming out, awesome. I think GTA 6 will definitely be a big, huge boost to the industry in general. But it probably is we're probably gonna see more like bad things happen in the industry before we get to see any real benefits of like at least the rippling effects of what a GTA 6 launch is gonna be like. So I think that at least if people looking out, like stakeholders, or at least people looking outside of the industry looking in, once GTA 6 comes out, it's like, oh, hey, numbers go up, which is great. Let's invest maybe a bit more. Hopefully, maybe that's the benefit side of GTA 6 is, hey, gaming is big. Let's invest a bit, finally a bit more, instead of holding on to the purse strings that they have been for the past couple of years. So maybe that might work. I don't know, but I think it's just we're kind of in that holding pattern that I think we're gonna be holding on to our PS5s and our Xbox Series X's and our PCs or whatever we've got, or Switches. Switch 2s for a long while yet, before we start thinking about upgrading, not only just as enthusiast gamers, but also as gamers in general.
First of all, I feel like Xbox needs to get back into stores to remind people, hey, we're still around, by the way. Because you can't even buy that at Walmart. I walked by Walmart the other day, no Xbox signage whatsoever.
Yeah, well, I mean, the reality is that their new strategy is primarily digital, right? So fewer and fewer games are showing up.
I need
physical.
the system.
The system's available. I promise you, the system's around.
But, I don't see it, Riley. How am I supposed to play GTA on my Xbox if I can't find an Xbox?
Yeah, but the system's available, but their strategy essentially, which is to go fully digital through Game Pass and PC, is like it just puts less product on the shelf. So naturally, things shrink on a retailer standpoint, and you lose kind of some of that commercialism behind the placement of it. So
because everything was an Xbox.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
No, I guess even on everybody PlayStation Xbox, because you can just play GTA on there.
Yeah,
instead
and
of
then
Xbox.
Everybody who greenlit that campaign was unemployed. So it's an interesting time.
I don't know about this.
So,
it's so confusing.
What if you were Valve? I think I would be chasing down exclusive IP at this point, because I think at some point Xbox is going to get wise to the game.
So, but okay, so to your point, like it doesn't hurt. I think it helps for them to have exclusive IP.
If you get Half-Life 3 out there.
But the thing is, would developers
only on Steam
would want to be only exclusive on Steam at this point, or on like the Steam machine?
Like third parties?
I think it's like a little bit of a disservice for like bigger IPs like Half-Life to be solely on Steam. Especially
they are right now. You can't buy Half-Life on PlayStation or Xbox.
That's true.
Okay.
I mean, unless you're able to find like a physical copy of the orange box.
Yeah,
the orange box. Yeah, with that compat, but only physical because they ripped down all of those games.
Yeah.
So, but I think they're kind of future-proofing a little bit with those decisions.
Yeah, like for Steam and like there's. The store Steam is like so successful, but I'm curious, like for a game to go exclusively on Steam for the value, like to add value to a Steam machine, like for developers, smaller developers, indies, yes, I could see that making sense. Maybe even AA.
Well,
AAA, which I mean would really be needed to like really move some news cycles. Would it be worth it for a AAA developer to say, hey, Valve, we're going exclusive only on Steam?
I feel like this is like the Google Stadia all over again.
Yeah. Well, because I don't think that like a AAA needs to sort of like try to go exclusive. Like, I don't think Valve is looking into building those kind of relationships, because they own the store. They can kind of do
it's
whatever.
More of an Epic Games play, right?
Yeah, but because also there are also a lot of games that are on Steam that are only on Steam, that are exclusive to Steam. So I like, some of them I don't think that like a lot of them probably don't have the same cachet as say like a Gears or a Last of Us or something like that. But I mean, that may be a bad sort of example, but I think you know what I mean. Like, we're not going to see like Intergalactic Prophet obviously anytime soon, and like exclusively launch on Steam. So to me, and like unless you're an EA, like a third party, like an EA or an Ubisoft, maybe those potentially might release an exclusive on Steam. But I don't think Valve is looking into building those kind of relationships, because. Because right now all those publishers are going to them. They're not like Steam doesn't have a need to go to these other publishers. All the publishers are like, hey, can we put our game up on Steam? And they're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, because all the publishers tried their individual PC storefronts and it doesn't work.
Yep.
Yeah, you saw it with Overwatch, you saw it with Apex, and they're just like, nah, we needed to be on Steam.
Oh, remember that time of like everyone wanting a store, like download, and
EA Origins,
Ubisoft
Plus.
Gosh.
Battle.net, which still is technically around, but people are just playing it. Like again, it all comes back to Steam. So I don't think necessarily they need the like an exclusive. I mean, I think if they were going to do exclusives, they probably would make their own. Like it would need to make sense. I'm kind of sad that obviously that with the Steam machine that they didn't announce of Half-Life 3. The rumors were suggesting for a while that could have been the case, but
Team Fortress 3. We could do G
another
2026. We could do.
Well, it's funny, yeah. Like I'm all for that, and I think Steam will get back to sort of those things. And it sounds like, and like Half-Life Alyx, that was only that they just released that. Never came to PlayStation VR or anything like that. Stayed on Steam. We'll see more experiences from them because they have scaled up their development side too. We know that through job listings and stuff. So, like, they're doing something and they're doing stuff, and that will continue to be exclusive. Yeah. But like Left 4 Dead isn't on the Epic Game Store. Like, you can't buy it anywhere else. So it's like these things are happening, and they are positioning themselves to offer those experiences exclusively through Steam. In the same way that even Epic Game Store is like, oh, we've got Alan Wake, and we have Fortnite and Fall Guys and Rocket League, and those are only on Epic Game Store. Like, we'll see some of those start to happen. But the thing is, like, I don't really understand why Xbox isn't aware of that right now. But I think that they're gonna figure it out pretty quick. That like if you want to be a storefront, you have to have storefront exclusives on PC.
I think you mentioned Epic Game Store. I think that's probably the only one that stands out on the PC side of being able to still compete and still be a decent library. But that I feel like that's only because like they own Fortnite and they own the engine that essentially that a lot of Epic Game Store exclusives get to create on. I mean, we've had like Alan Wake 2 is still an exclusive, I think, on Epic Game Store. Digitally.
Yeah, they help. Well, they help fund it and publish it, right? So it's like those. Those sorts of things will keep happening because Epic has the money to do that, but they also have like meaningful integration into Fortnite, which is one of the biggest games on the planet. So like if you buy Super Meat Boy 3D on the Epic Game Store, you get Super Meat Boy as a sidekick in Fortnite. So everything's kind of starting to link together over there. So it's like I see what they're doing. Steam, what are you doing? Other than existing and being very successful at it, like. You're going to have to compete on some level, and I think they probably will.
Well, Epic wants you to, like, if you can't build your game for current consoles, just build it in Fortnite. So
true. I mean, with the Unreal Engine 6 and
wants,
you have said, like it just, I don't know. I've always kind of said that like I think the PC market is been growing exponentially over the past couple of years. People are more interested in getting PC games. The handheld market obviously is a slow, like it's not booming in the sense of like we're not seeing like Switch 2 or console like numbers for handhelds, but we are seeing a decent chunk of that pie being taken up by handheld gaming and. I think going back to with the Steam machine, I think it's like we're starting to kind of see the gaming PC kind of take precedent again. And like obviously, like I think I don't know when we're going to see that. Maybe that if we're going to see those scales tip from more PC to less console. But I mean, for right now, I think there's at least room for both to exist at the moment, especially the way the things are. Like I think everyone wants the everyone to kind of exist because it just means, hey, if I want to be able to get an extra boost in the audience, I'll release it on Steam or I'll release it on PlayStation. I'll release it on Xbox, like whatever that extra bit of market cap can be for a game or give that a game a better chance of making their money back. I think the multi-platform is right now the way to go. And what used to be multi-platform was the console side of the market, but now that's going to include PC too.
So the Steam machine comes out on the 29th. Pre-orders is the 25th, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. Just wanna- Anyone here getting it? I assume not, right?
No.
Not much of a
AJ.
PC gamer, but I'm intrigued by it, and I'll definitely follow it.
Yeah.
I'm
might
poor.
make a
I don't
PC. I'm good
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
I just got a gaming PC, so I'm way more than good
You
for a
can just
while.
throw the OS on there. There
but
you
that's
go.
the thing. But that's the thing too, right? Like if you are a PC gamer and you have put thousands of dollars, or a few hundred thousand, that'd be hilarious.
Like a couple
You-
mil.
Just a couple mil. You drop,
Yeah.
just $1 billion. But if you dropped like a few $100 on your PC, it's like, would you want something that
No.
tries to speak to a console? So it's like this is for console gamers that
It
want.
seems, yeah, it
You
seems
know-
complementary though too, right? Like if you are a PC gamer and you just want something
In
to
your
like,
living room.
in your living room, the transition is there. It's just a bit
Just
easier.
get a long HDMI cord. You're good.
How
Really,
long
that's
are your
it.
HDMI cords,
You
dude?
can get 100 foot, like no problem.
You just-
Yeah,
just
but
rocking
it's really the convenience though.
Yeah.
I think that people were looking for. I
Yeah,
mean, the one thing that we hadn't
Well,
talked about.
Guess
that,
what? We don't have that in this day and age. Everything costs and everything's harder.
Sure,
These days.
but like one of the things that we hadn't talked about yet that I saw, I think Linus Tech Tips mentioned that I think they're the only ones that mentioned is that the Steam Machine has HDMI. I think it's CEC capability, which basically, if you don't know what that means, is that if you hit the sort of like if you had the Steam controller and it's been hooked up to your Steam Machine, if you hit the Steam button on the controller, it will be able to, the Steam Machine will be able to control your TV and your remote and your sound system to essentially turn on at the same time, which right now game PCs are not really that super great at. They don't have that a lot of that capability to be able to do it. So really, the Steam Machine was marketed to be the PC console-like experience in your living room, but with the price of it that we kind of talked about a lot already, it's just it's definitely not going to be as appealing as it would have been if it was cheaper.
Yeah.
You know what? Just get 100 foot HDMI cord. It's cheaper and keep your remote close. That's it. Problem solved. With that being said, Steve, what's going on with you for the rest of the week?
For the rest of the week, I'm basically on my Twitch channel. I've been jumping into Final Fantasy VII Remake for the first time. I never did play that, and so I started streaming that today as of this recording. And the first episode's up on my YouTube channel, which where all VODs will be for that playthrough will be up on my YouTube channel at Steve Sailor Plays, where I'm also playing Baldur's Gate 3, and I've been playing that game every single day for a year, and that's been going pretty well so far. So yeah,
Cool. Awesome.
that's what I'm doing this week.
Sammy, how about yourself?
Today that this episode launches, you could
Yep.
watch as we discussed me and Steve did our Critical Role season recap of season 4.
Yep.
Article also to follow on agaming.network.com.
Season finale?
Season
finale.
Season finale.
Is season 5 confirmed?
Yes.
Season 5 is confirmed, and it's
Okay,
confirmed as the last.
I know at the
season.
beginning it wasn't. Wait,
So
it
not a
wasn't confirmed
series finale.
yet. Okay, season finale.
I think season 4 got greenlit the same time as season 5. So that's why we're hoping we get the next season a little faster. But had a
Okay.
blast there. Full content day, been a blast. But Peter's Pants on every platform.
There we go. Riley, how about yourself? Besides working away. Favorite
Well, I'm working away,
line?
obviously.
yeah.
Working away. But it's Grand Theft Auto pre-order week and
Ooh.
Good
Starbucks
luck.
launch.
Yes.
So
Yeah, we've never seen Riley.
Website's
open.
crashing.
it's gonna be a treat. I cannot wait. I am excited. It's gonna be a fun week.
Hell yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope. I hope what Sammy implied won't happen. But if it doesn't, it'll be a fun week.
Camille, how about yourself?
In 2 more days, I'll be cruising through the Lilat system, playing a lot of Star Fox. Also up on the site.
Mhm.
Site, is it up on the site? Is all
It's on YouTube.
YouTube. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's been Camille.
Up
It's been
on
Camille
YouTube.
week. Camille's been on there every day.
Things from Summer Game Fest. There's lots of stuff that's come out. So yeah, you can check that out. And then I am going to be just Star Foxing it out. You can check me out at this CamCon on all platforms.
Hell yeah. For me as well, I'm diving into the world of Star Fox and also Devil May Cry 5. I'm going to see how it is on the Switch too. Apparently there's like a 120 FPS mode that or just unlocks the cap on the game. So you pretty much get more frame rate. That was promised on there. And of course, check out all our content. Like you'll see Steve and Sammy and Camille on there as well. The funniest one right now is definitely Camille talking about Hellraiser.
Oh
And
my
how
gosh.
intense it was. So that video is out right now. Make sure to check it out and let us know that you saw it. Hit a like button, share with all your friends, and we'll check you out in the next episode. Take care, everyone.
Bye.